What's happening, guys? This is James Blonde with MMOHuts.com with a quick weekly recap for MMO news and announcements for the week ending December 9th, 2013. And our first bit of news this week, once again, starts with Elsword, but this past week they decided to open up the Gates of Hell, or the Gates of Darkness rather, giving the popular event dungeon a total overhaul. Now players can face an army from Hell with an army of their own. Players can strategically summon monsters of different types to battle the demons with varying offense and defense characteristics. It's a pretty interesting event. Instead of having your typical consumable items on 1 through 4, you choose ally monsters to summon to fight off enemies. Yet another cool update from Elsword, no doubt. If you want to see something really cool, check out the 9th character reveal on the Korean version. On a similar note, Dragon Nest Europe plans to launch its level 60 update that introduces the second job specialization and the opening of Lotus Marsh. The Emerald Dragon Nest raid challenges players in this update, along with the level 60 Typhoon Kim Nest, Professor K Nest, and 2 other level 50 nests that make this update a fairly large one. New gear comes along with each nest, but another perk that players can experience working up from level 40 to 60 is earning gold instead of experience for clearing dungeons and completing quests, after level 60 of course. Expect to see this update live in a few days on December 11th. Speaking of updates and expansions, Allods Online went live with its latest expansion known as the Winds of Changes, which is a suitable name considering there are nice changes coming to the game with this update. Players can now experience the Scarlet Bastion, a 30-player defend the flag mode that seems pretty intense from the looks of it. This update also changes the way the domination system works. Instead of seeing the larger guilds taking all of the big slices of land, they've implemented new strategies to make domination fairly balanced regardless of guild size. Winds of Chains brings on a reworked mail system and ways to change your class with the Core Morpher. Once again, this seems to be a pretty hefty update, so check out the official trailer linked in the description below for a nice preview on the new features. Next up, we've got a publisher change and unfortunately a closure that have come about over the past week, starting with Area Games handing over all North American licensing rights for Lost Chaos to Gamigo. All of the gaming operations for this change happened on December the 5th with no real impact to the player base, good or bad from what we've heard, but we're also not completely sure why this exchange was made. The second bit of news on this matter is that Remnant Knight is shutting down its servers on January 31st. This was announced later last week and it's definitely unexpected, which is never good for MMO closures. Just over a week ago, we had Remnant Knights as our number 8 in our top 10 free-to-play anime MMORPGs video list, and not even that could save it. Now actually, it had nothing to do with the lack of player base and more to do with an agreement with MIN Communications coming to an end. Maybe somebody else will pick up the game and publish it. Who knows? On a completely different note, the EverQuest Next team released a new What is EverQuest Next landmark video, going over what players are given access to and just how easy it is to make some really complicated looking structures. And I've got to say, watching this feature trailer shows just how amazing this game looks already. The video also discusses how when players make their masterpieces, they can turn around and sell all or parts of their structures for virtual or even real currency.
You can make items inside the game, put them up on Player Studio for other players to buy, and earn real cash.
Once again, except this time on a similar note, one game I haven't mentioned yet that is starting to get our attention is Trove, a new free-to-play block-building adventure MMORPG from Trion. It too is an open-world voxel-based game with destructible environments, quests, new world generation, and plenty of RPG elements. It's a lot like the combination of Cube World and EQ Next Landmark, really. The game is still in early development but looks to be making its way towards a full-feature MMO rather quickly, just recently launching an alpha to work with players to develop the game openly. This one might be something worth looking forward to anyway. Check out the MMOHuts game profile for plenty of details. So this next bit of news is actually from a few weeks ago. Blade & Soul went into open beta in China, free to play with no IP block. Last couple of weeks I somehow overlooked it and forgot to mention it, sorry guys. Now getting into the open beta can take a bit of work, but the guys over at stepharu.com have a really helpful guide that can get you going. The game looks amazing and available for anyone to play really, if you don't mind a bit of lag depending on your location. The downfall to this is seeing that they're just now getting open beta in China, it'll probably be a while longer than we expected before we see Blade & Soul stateside. Also this past week, DizzyPW got a chance to get early access and an interview with the team on Aura Kingdom, and needless to say, Dizzy brought back tons of info on the game and a way for me to get in and get you guys a first look. Be sure to check out Dizzy's featured write-ups along with our dev preview video, and keep an eye out for our Aura Kingdom first look, coming really soon. If you've got any specific questions you want answered in the first look, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get them answered for you guys. The second module for Perfect World and Cryptic Studios' Neverwinter has arrived as planned, featuring some really sweet new add-ons to the game. Most notably, the Hunter Ranger as a new class and the Paragon Paths that let you basically manipulate any of the existing classes for your preferred playstyle. Not going into too much detail because we've already discussed this in past recaps, but the other features of the Shadowmantle module include the entire Dread Ring campaign, the active companion bonus system, of course the collection systems we talked about last week, the artifact system, and the new Sword Coast adventures that haven't been added yet, but let players send out companions to complete tasks to earn rewards and gain companion experience. So if Module 2 is news to you, then read up on what's new in Neverwinter at MMOHuts.com. Snail Games released a new game-featured reveal trailer for Black Gold Online. The Chambers of Greed, as they call them, are instance dungeons that make up a perfect blend of PvE and PvP. In addition to main quest line and normal dungeons, the Chambers of Greed challenge players in side activities to acquire gear by slaying higher level monsters, along with completing various tasks within. For additional excitement, the developers implemented a PvP aspect where members of the opposing faction can enter the same instance, sparking open PvP. And to complicate things further, there can be more than one team from the same faction. Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Last week, Gaijian Entertainment announced that the closed beta for War Thunder's Ground Forces expansion has begun. There honestly still isn't a lot of information in regards to what the game features are, and they're keeping it on close wraps on public discussion. All I can say is from the looks of their closed beta trailer playing here in the background, Ground Forces looks epic. Wargaming has some pretty stiff competition with gameplay like this. Anyway, the best way to get into the closed beta is to pick up one of the special collector's packs, which also include nice perks like unique premium tanks, decals, and titles. Otherwise, getting to the closed beta is as challenging as breaking into a moving tank. Anyway guys, that's about it for MMO news and announcements for this week. Like always, if you're looking for more information regarding the news and the recap, check the links in the description below. Otherwise, head over to MMOHuts.com/news for even more news. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below, or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. But until next time guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.